like 14 years old, right? Because I rechiseled him in this great Michelangelo statue right here in the back. Not now, back then, all right? I was cut up like I got in a fight with the Latin kings and lost. No, listen, really, I won the national championship just like Cassetta was at 14. I broke the record for the fastest knock. I've never been broken. 8 seconds. Man, I was well on my way.
Hi YouTubers and you boxing fans, Box Nation fans. Just a bit of boxing news that I've been looking up on ESPN boxing. Their reporter there, Dan Raphael, you may have heard of him and seen him. There he is. He does a bit of work for Sky Sports Ringside. Is featured on there quite often when it comes to the news stateside. Great news this is what I'm going to be doing, just 3 to 4 videos, and I'm going to be calling them fights that I'm looking forward to. I won't title them as this, but something along the lines fights to look forward to in 2014. So what I'll be doing is a lightweight, a middleweight and a heavyweight matches that I'm looking, my personal picks if you like, choices, and this is hashtag pick number 1. This will be between my man Cristobal Arreola, or Chris Arreola as he's better known, versus Stiverne, Bermane Stiverne. Now, when they last met up, Bermane Stiverne stopped Arreola in that one, and this is a rematch. You might be getting this news late, but VITALI Klitschko vacated his belt on Monday. He resigned the belt after 9 defences in order to focus on his political career in the Ukraine. So we've been waiting for this news, haven't we, to hear this news for, I'd say, for a few months, if not for the last 6 months easily, you know. And it's finally announced that he vacated that belt. So I heard the news a couple of days ago, but I was figuring out my next move on a video to do, and this is the great opportunity just to throw that news in. So Arreola and Stiverne are the number 1 and 2 contenders to fight for VITALI Klitschko's bout. So this is great news for the division, isn't it? For me, I would favour Arreola. The longer the fight goes on, though, in my opinion, Arreola isn't so effective, and I was stating the last fight he won. You know, he's going to have to stop the guy within 6 rounds, because one good thing about Arreola, he'll see the fight through, but towards the end of the rounds and the championship rounds, as they're called, the better known, especially in title fights, he's not so effective. I feel now, you know, there's not many boxers now that live the lifestyle that he lives, apart from your Adrian Broners and a couple of others. I heard him once say famously, Arreola, he works hard inside the ring. He plays hard inside the ring, and he plays hard outside of the ring, meaning, you know, weight issues, isn't there, with Arreola? Do you know what, if he came into the ring in great shape, I just feel he could be. There's so much more potential there, you know, in them latter rounds. He could give more output, punching ratio, couldn't Arreola? And I feel he just hasn't, in my opinion, reached the full potential that he could be capable of. I mean, is a true warrior, isn't Arreola? Talk about a bit about Bermane Stiverne. Just showing it. The sides were ordered to begin negotiating, and if they can't come up with an agreement, then they'll excuse me, there'll be a purse bid that will take place on the 17th of January at the WBC offices in Mexico City, and it would be a 60-40 split in favour of Stiverne, according to Stiverne's manager Camille Estefan. Stiverne 23-1, KO's 20, is 35 of Canadian heritage. Arreola 36-3, 31 KOs, age 32. So this is a very interesting fight. Just looking upon it here, dropped Arreola in the third round, badly broke his nose, and went on to win what was a lopsided decision. To be honest, I haven't seen this fight. Bermane, I'm going to actually possibly tomorrow Google this fight and watch this fight, because I have been watching a couple of fights that I missed a few weeks ago actually, and a few from the 90s, so just catching up on the old fights. As now, as you know, the Christmas period, it's winding down for a short break, and then all kicks off in the new year, and this is one of the fights that I'll be looking forward to for sure. So yeah, Stiverne, the underdog, dropped Arreola, and then Klitschko, the underdog, Klitschko went on to fight Arreola. That left Arreola with a loss against Klitschko, didn't it? But it took a lot of punishment in the Klitschko fight, Arreola, for me. So I can see the rich vein of form that Arreola's in at the minute. I can see him getting a redemption here, in my opinion, for Chris Arreola. And if I'm to do a future prediction, which I'm sure I'll be doing, I would pick I'm a bit one-sided when it comes to Stiverne versus Arreola, and I would favour Arreola in this one, but I'm sure Stiverne would possibly be the favourite against Chris Arreola. Just talking about it here. Yeah, Vladimir Klitschko, Vitali's younger brother, holds the other major heavyweight belts. I mean, to be honest, he's been a bit, you know, some okay fights for Vitali, but I feel for him, he just sees the fights through now rather than the viciousness that he once shown in fights. He just, for my opinion, he just gets through fights now. Not so, very little entertainment for me, Vitali Klitschko. Just reading a bit here. Stiverne talking about whether Stiverne would be available for the fight with Arreola because of a legal battle with promoter Don King. But issues were settled earlier this week, so that's good news. A lot of questions about Don King and the relationship. Just read up on ESPN's site. Estevan said, good to come to an agreement everybody is happy with the past Tuesday. We're going to get things together and hopefully bring the heavyweight division back to North America. We have a good agreement with Don King. Feel like we're a strong team. For Arreola, it will be his second shot at heavyweight title. He got a crack at Vitali Klitschko in 2009, so just scratch that. I think he's fought both of them, hasn't he, Arreola? Vladimir and Vitali. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%. I know he took a lot of punishment in the Vitali Klitschko fight. Wonderful opportunity for Chris, not only to avenge a loss, which I fear he will do here, in my opinion, but to win the biggest prize in our sport, becoming the first heavyweight champion of a Mexican descent. And Arreola has the chance to make every ounce of his blood, sweat and tears he put into the sport to come to a climactic and history-making victory when the 42-year-old Klitschko, 45-2, vacated the title, which he held since coming out of an injury-induced retirement and winning in 2008. So yeah, let me know your thoughts of this fight. The Bermane Stiverne versus Chris Arreola. When's it scheduled for? So the purse bid basically takes place on January the 17th. So hopefully after a couple of weeks or a week after that, we get to hear the announcement of Bermane Stiverne versus Arreola. And wouldn't it be good, fight fans, if Arreola came in to the fight with great conditioning, you know, and he takes all his training, he sticks to the strict diet and the training regime, and wouldn't it be good if he came into shape, into that fight with great shape? Because, you know, I fear if he don't, then he'll be looking for an early finish of Stiverne, and it possibly he might not get it, you know. But I fear if he comes in with, you know, a bit too much weight on him, he'll be looking. I fear if it goes after the 6 rounds, then it could go to Stiverne, couldn't it? But let me know your thoughts of this future 2014 fight. Stiverne and Arreola, one to look forward, in my opinion. It's about time that Vitali Klitschko resigned the belt. I mean, he's had 9 defences of it, hasn't he? So good luck to Vitali in his political career, but now let Stiverne and Arreola battle it out. Should be a great fight, and who knows, fight fans, a possible fight candidate for fight of the year. Who knows? Let me know your thoughts of this one. Thanks for watching as always, and get commenting.